Hi everyone and welcome back to Dev Portal. In today's video, we are taking a hands-on dive into the pgAdmin, the powerful GUI tool for PostgreSQL. Plus, we will learn how to effectively manage databases users, a crucial skill for securing and organizing our database. So let's get started. So as you can see in my screen that I have opened the pgAdmin. If I show you some of the features regarding this, then you can see we have here one dashboard. So here we can see the transactions that are happening in our database, and I have added one server. Let me open that, and you can see here I have two schemas, demo and public, and the database name is Postgres. One more thing that I want to show you, that if I open any schema, if I go to the users table, that table is present here. If I go to the SQL, it will show me the create script. So this is very helpful for the beginners. Suppose if you don't know how to prepare the insert script or update script, so those things also are available here. You can go to the script section. You can see here I can see some of the options like create script, select script, insert script, update and delete. If I click on insert script, it will give me that script for the table, and I can just need to provide the values which I want to insert. So let me close it, and if I show you, this is the query tool where we need to execute our queries, and we are going to write SQL queries. And SQL queries, one thing is that they are case insensitive. Case insensitive in the sense, suppose here I have written insert. If I write insert in small letters as well, it will be same. So case sensitivity is not there. And one more feature is there, that if I want, suppose if I have written query like this, and if I want to format this query, so there is an option here to format the SQL. So it will format this query as well. So this, let me change it to here. And one more thing, that we can see the query history as well. So whatever queries we are going to execute, we can see it here. So suppose you forgot what query you have run earlier in previous days, so those data you will get it from here. So this is all about pgAdmin. Now let's shift our gears to the user creation. Before creating the user, first see what is user in a database. A user in a database system represents an entity, usually a person or application, that interacts with the database. Now you might be wondering why we need to create users first in a DB. So user allow us to define who can access the database and its object in the sense tables or schemas. By creating distinct users help us to implement role-based access control over the DB. Let me show you one image here. So you can see here we have one DB, and for this DB we have three roles. One is the analytics, who can have the read-only access. You can consider this as a tester, like tester is going to perform testing on the application. So whatever data is coming in the screen, he can validate with the database as well. So for that he only need the read access. He is not going to do any modification in the DB. So that's why read only access can be provided to that person. Same way, if you are a developer, then you should have insert, update and delete access of the DB, so that if any query you are going to write, you can test it in the server first and then you can add in your code. By assigning permission to the users, we can ensure that only authorized individuals can interact with the data, and it will minimize the risk of unauthorized changes in the server. So why user management is important? First, it will protect the information by granting access to specific levels, and it will help us to organize permission for the team members or applications, and it will ensure that only authorized users can perform certain actions like modifying data or running the queries. Now let's create a new user in PostgreSQL using pgAdmin. So for that, what you need to do, first you need to open the pgAdmin, and then you need to open the query tool, and here I am going to create one user. So currently I am using the Postgres user. Let me show you. So if I right click and if I show you the properties, so you can see in the connections I am using Postgres user. This is the username, and it is running on 5432 port. So to create the user in a database, there is a specific syntax that we need to follow. If we don't follow that particular syntax, then our query will not get executed. It will give us the error. So for creating the user, I need to write create user, and then username I need to mention. Suppose I am giving dev portal, and then I need to mention the password as well. So with password, and password I need to provide in single quotes, and I am writing dev portal 123. This is the password for now. To execute the query I need to click on this button, or you can press F5 as well. So you can see in the screen it is saying create role. So role in the sense is same as user only. And to show you that, let me do one more thing. You can see here in the login, so currently there are 9 roles. If I refresh this, you will be able to see the 10th role as well. So there we go. You can see here dev portal. So now user got created. Now let's assign some of the privileges. Or before assigning the privileges, what I will do, I will create one more server here, and I will try to access that server with the dev portal credentials. So let me give the name dev portal, and in connections I will provide localhost, and port will be same, and here I will change the username to dev portal, and here I need to provide the password dev portal 123. If I save, so you can see I am able to access the server. And now again you can see it here, we have 2 schemas. So replica will be same, only the user change is there. So demo schema is there, public schema is there. Now let me do one thing. I will open query tool as a dev portal user. You can see here dev portal is coming, and for this query PostgreSQL 12 is coming. So if I try to execute one query using dev portal user, suppose in my demo schema one table is present, that is users table, and I want to execute one query on this table. So I will write select all from, and this table is present in demo schema demo.users. If I try to execute this query, it will give me the error that I don't have privilege to the demo schema. Let me show you. So you can see it is saying permission denied for schema demo. Why this is happening? Because we have created the user, but we haven't provided the privilege to access the schema. So for that, what I will do, I will go to the Postgres user, and here I will first provide the access to the schema. So to provide the access, we need to write grant usage on schema. So I will write grant usage on schema, and then I need to mention the schema name, that is demo, and then I need to mention the user to dev portal. If I execute this query, you can see it has provided the access, but still if I try to run this query again, I will get the permission denied, but this time I will get for the users table. Let me run this query, and you can see it is saying permission denied for the table users. Why? Now that the user that we have created, it has access to the schema, but it don't have access to the table. So for that, again we need to provide the grant to the tables as well. So for that I need to write grant. For now I will only provide the select access. So I will write select, and I need to mention the tables, or I will mention all tables for now. So whatever tables are present, it will provide the access in schema, and schema name is demo to dev portal. Let me add semicolon. What this query will do, okay, I forgot to add on here. So you can see if syntax is not proper, our query will not get executed, it will give syntax error. So what this query will do, it will provide select access to all the users which is present inside schema demo to dev portal user. If I run this query, you can see access got granted, and now if I go to the dev portal user, if I try to run this query, you can see it got executed. Currently there is no data in this table. Now let's try to insert the data, and we will see while inserting the data again we will get the permission denied error. So let me write the query for insert. I will write insert, and for insert I need to mention insert into table name. Table name is demo.users. And one more thing, you might be wondering that why I am writing demo dot, that is the schema name. Because in database with multiple schemas, objects that are tables or views with same names can exist. Let me show you. here I have demo schema in this users table is present, and same way I have one public schema. If I open this schema, and you can see here as well, if I open the tables, you can see users table exists. So specifying the schema ensures that our query access the correct object. Without specifying the schema, the database might use the default schema public in case of PostgreSQL. Let me show you that as well. If I write it here, suppose if I write show search underscore path, if I run this query, it will show me the what is the default schema present in this DB. So you can see it is saying public. So if I don't mention the schema name, it will use the public schema for my users table. So what this will leads to, if multiple schemas have object with the same name, our query might unintentionally interact with the wrong one. So it is a good practice that you mention schema names while writing your SQL queries. This will help us to ensure that users can only interact with the authorized object. So now let's complete this query. So I will let insert into demo and users, and then I need to mention the column name, and to see the column name again, let me search this, not search, let me run this query again. So column names are name and score. So here I will write name comma score. So column name we need to provide comma separated, and then we need to mention the values, that too comma separated. So name is a text field, so I need to provide the value in a string format. So I will write dev portal, that is the username, and score, suppose let me provide 8. If I execute this query, it will give me the error. You can see permission denied for table users, that I don't have access to insert the data. So now let's try to update the privileges. So to update the privileges, again I need to use the Postgres user. So to provide the access, I need to write grant update on all tables in schema, and I need to mention the schema name demo to dev portal, or I have mentioned update rather than update, let me mention insert, because we are seeing the insert statement, semicolon. Let me run this query, and now I have provided the insert access. Now if I try to run this query, you can see data got inserted, and if I run this select statement now, you can see data is also coming. So we have saw how we can update the privileges for the user. Now let's try to change the password for that user. I need to write alter command, that is alter, and I need to mention the username, that is dev portal, and I need to mention the new password with password, and in single quotes I will provide the password dev123. Let me run this query, and you can see password got updated. Now let me do one thing. First let me disconnect from the server. So I have disconnected from the server, and again if I try to connect to the server, and I am going to write the old password, that is dev portal 123, and it will say wrong password. So you can see, and if I give dev123, that is the new password, you can see it got connected to the server. So we have seen how we can change the password for the user, and how we can provide the permissions to the users for the schemas and the tables. Now let's try to delete the user. So when a user is no longer needed, then we can remove that user from the system. But before dropping the user, we need to ensure that the user does not own any of the objects, that is schemas or tables. If they own any of the object, then we need to reassign the privileges to some other users, or we can say that we need to reassign the ownership. So let's see how we can reassign the ownership. So to reassign the ownership, what we can do, we can write reassign, and I need to mention owned by, and I need to mention the owner name, that is dev portal, and I need to provide the username. Suppose other user is dev. So what this query will do, it will assign, or rather than assign, reassign all the access which dev portal has to the dev user. So first let me create one user, that is dev create, user, and this time it is dev with password, and password suppose I have given dev @123. Let me execute this query, and user got created. Now if I try to run this query, it will reassign all the ownership, but still if I try to delete the user, that is dev portal, it will fail. So if I write drop user dev portal, and if I try to run this command, you can see privilege to the schema demo, that there is one schema which is demo and it has privilege to that schema. So our schema is dependent on this user, so we cannot drop this user. So dropping the user, I need to drop all the ownership which is owned by this dev portal. So for that I will write drop. So for that I will write drop owned by dev portal. So it will drop all the ownership from the dev portal. And now if I try to execute drop command, you can see user got dropped. If I show you logins, so let me show that here dev is present but dev portal is not there. So with these commands we can safely and effectively manage our user accounts. Let me show you the query history as well. So here you can see with dates that which all queries we have executed are visible here. So if I select any one particular query, so you can copy it from here as well, query or query editor. So it will directly copy to the query editor. So that's it for today's video. Let's recap what we have covered today. We have saw why managing users is essential for managing security and organizing access, and we explored commands for creating, updating and deleting users. In the next tutorial, we are diving deeper into the PostgreSQL by exploring schemas. So stay tuned for more hands-on learning. Notes link I will provide you in the description as well as in the comments, so you can use it for your learning purpose. If you found this tutorial helpful, like the video to show your support, subscribe to Dev Portal for more tech tutorials, and comment below your questions or suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.